our viewers, welcome again to the Entrepreneur TV show. My name is Lucy Jeffrey. I've enjoyed bringing you wonderful licensed professionals and business owners. And the reason for that is really so that if you ever need any service, you know that we are professionals here that are verified by the Entrepreneur Nation. And I would like to remind you that this show is sponsored by the Entrepreneur Nation. The Entrepreneur Nation is a business development group that we created in London, Ontario in 2018 and has grown countrywide, so that now we have about 32 chapters working and serving the business community in Canada. I would like to let you know also that we are welcoming more sponsors, and our newest sponsor to this show is Alex Valili. Alex Valili is a corporate and commercial litigation lawyer, and is a lawyer at Mackenzie Lake Lawyers in Guelph, and he serves clients, business owners in London and Guelph. So in case your business is sued, we have a lawyer who can protect your business through commercial litigation. I would like to let you know that we have a great guest today on our show, and our guest is Clinton Howell. He's a real estate broker, and when I turn the screen, you'll be able to see him right away. Hi, Clinton. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, Lucy?
Good. Welcome to our show. We really have been waiting to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's been looking forward to this.
Awesome. You're so popular on LinkedIn. You're so popular within the Entrepreneur Nation, and I like your activity as a real estate broker. So that's why I thought we'll talk to you, so our guests members can get to know you more. So let me ask you then. People say that they do business with people they know, like, and trust. We would like our viewers to get to know you before you became a real estate agent and a real estate broker. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, Lucy, 52 years old. I got a beautiful wife, and I've got two young adult children. My daughter Kaylee, who's 24, my son Tim, who's 22. Very proud of them both. And I grew up in the Burlington area, and I've had lots to talk about in terms of my past. But I've got a background in consumer electronics, and I've got an education in business. And what else can I tell you?
Awesome. Thank you so much. Nice to hear that. We really like knowing. So then my question for you is, what made you decide to go into real estate?
Great question. So I've been in real estate full time now for 8 years. And prior to that, for 25 years, I owned a business in the audio, video, custom installation. We were doing home automation systems in high-end homes, designing and building beautiful custom home theater rooms, audio systems, TV, audio, video distribution, so very high-end homes all through the GTA. And I did that for 25 years, and decided to make a change. I wanted to work in real estate because I just loved the whole idea. In the previous business, I had been part of over 3,000 projects, and I've seen homes get built from a hole in the ground to the finished product, I think it's around 3,000 times. So, and I've had a ton of experience working with people and with customers. So being in real estate was a great fit for me, and something that I was very excited to make that transition.
Awesome. Great to know that, Clinton. So then you already had a good contact base. You're already an entrepreneur before you became a real estate agent. So it's not that you're practicing this, it's something you had already done, and I'm happy to hear that. So real estate is very wide. Why did you decide to focus on residential real estate?
Oh, well, that was where my expertise was, and that's where my personal interest lies. I'm very passionate about architecture, interior design, and working with homeowners. So the residential was a very good fit for me, and that's also where my previous business of 25 years was focused as well. So a lot of experience in residential leading up to going into real estate.
Awesome. And so then, Clinton, I would ask you, just for our viewers to get to know, which areas I know you grew up in Burlington, which is awesome and great. I've been to that city, it's beautiful. But which areas do you focus on, geographical areas?
That's a great question. So my business is 90% through referrals. So I'll work wherever my clients are. I've done work in all sorts of different areas around Ontario. but most of the time my business ends up being in the Burlington-Hamilton and Oakville areas. I live in Ancaster. I've lived in Waterdown. I grew up in Burlington. My previous business was largely in Oakville, so I'm extremely familiar with all of these areas. So I would say that that's my local area, but I've done work in Grimsby, Niagara, Cottage Country, London as well, and I've owned investment property in London as well. So all over different areas. But yeah, so anyways, hopefully that answers the question. But referrals really is what drives where I'm working. Yeah.
I like that. Actually, I remember before you joined the Entrepreneur Nation, we talked and you said that your business is referral based. And I think building that relationship with others has helped you a lot.
Yes.
But talking about building relationships, before we even dive into more details about real estate, you've really built great relationship through your giving back. You do a lot of volunteering. Can you tell us a little bit more of that and take a bit of time and talk to us about the Rotary Club?
Sure. Yes, absolutely. So giving back is really what fills my heart, to be honest with you. Volunteer work and doing things for the community and for other people, without compensation is very rewarding to me. The compensation is, filling your heart, with joy that you can help other people. So I've been the president of our Rotary Club actually a couple of years ago, and I'm actually the incoming president. Actually, I'm the president right now, actually, as of a couple of days ago, of our Rotary Club Burlington North. And so that's a 1-year position that I've got in that role. I've been a member of Rotary. I mean, I've done projects to give back to the community for years and years, but in terms of Rotary, I'm in my 6th year right now. And a few years back, I was part of starting a furniture project that I'm very proud of, the Give to Live Furniture Project, where we, largely through social media, we find people that want to donate furniture items that are suitable for small apartments. And we're helping women and children who are leaving shelters that would otherwise be sleeping on the floor. And our slogan is nobody should have to sleep on the floor. We also help refugee families as well. And just in the past 1 year alone, actually, we've collected and donated over 800 pieces of furniture. It's all for free to the people we're helping, and we've helped over 170 individuals. So that gives you a bit of an idea of that project. But from a Rotary perspective, I mean, we're doing work to help in international places like Guatemala, like Mexico, Dominican. We've got a lot of things we're involved in locally as well, where we're giving back to food banks and we're giving back to Salvation Army. We're doing things both from a volunteer standpoint in terms of contributing labor, but also in terms of contributing funds and resources as well. So there's a lot to it, and there's a lot of areas of focus in Rotary. So it's got something for everyone. Our particular club currently has 40 members, and we're looking to recruit some new members. Generally, 45 to 50 is a good number. We've had a few people move from the area, a few people retire from Rotary, and they're still friends of our club, but not active members. So you're always looking to grow that. Right now, another 5 to 10 people. But yeah, so we've got through Rotary, there's so many events that are run by Rotary clubs around the world that people in the community don't even necessarily realize. Like, for example, in Burlington, the Turkey Trot is an event that our club is particularly responsible for, which is like a run and a walk through the Bronte Park, and it raises funds for our community and for our projects. But other things that Rotary clubs in town have going on as well, things like Rib Fest, the Autumn Stroll, Lobster Fest. These names might ring a bell, and these are initiatives of various Rotary clubs. But yeah, so I'm very proud of Rotary and proud to be a Rotarian. And on a global scale, I mean, there's around 34,000 Rotary clubs and over 1.4 million members. So it's a huge network of people that want to give back and do things to work together. And what's really neat is I get to meet a lot of unique individuals from all over the world and within our district and internationally. So it's something that's very interesting and very worthwhile for me personally. Yeah.
Wonderful, Clinton. Thank you so much for giving back. I really like that, and we see it on your social media. Definitely, our viewers are welcome to follow you on social media and to see that. And I think that concept of picking furniture is very cool. It's really a great way because there are so many people throwing away furniture, but there are other people who need it. So,
Yeah.
Clinton, I'm actually even going to have our viewers see the big trailer truck that you bought and you branded it so you can actually be picking furniture. Can you tell us about that? What
For,
did you think about the trailer?
for sure. So I did buy a trailer within the past year, and it saves our club a lot of money because we were renting trucks all the time. So but buying the trailer was a great resource. You know, I do use it in my business to a certain degree when we have staging projects or I need to give a client a hand, you know, moving some items into storage or this sort of thing. But probably 3/4 of the time, I would say I'm using the trailer for furniture donations, and we're picking up donated items. And we have a great partnership. Our Rotary Club has an amazing partnership with Access Storage. They donate a couple of free lockers to us, which is where we can keep the furniture that we collect. So yeah, so my trailer is a great resource, and also Access Storage, and that's a lot of the functionality, of course, aside from the manpower part of it and the woman power.
Awesome, great. And so then I think you go and you donate the trailer. They don't have to pay for that, and then you have people from the Rotary Club donating their time so they can pick the furniture.
You got it. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. That's great teamwork, and I love seeing it whenever you post it on LinkedIn.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's a very unique project, and we have partnerships with the women's shelters and refugee immigration offices, and so we get contacted when there's a client in need, and we've got certain processes to follow. But there's an app that we have, so they can see all the inventory, they can choose the items that they need. Much like liking a Facebook post, and we organize everything in reservation folders. And then there's an organization called Shelter Movers that we partner with, and they'll often come pick up the items and deliver them for free as that's what they do as an organization. So some good synergies there. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. That's very exciting, and I'm hoping more people can do that. So let me ask you then, let me jump back to real estate. I know this is very exciting about volunteering, and I know your real estate business is exciting. I even want to hear if all these people that you work with and support, if they're supporting your real estate business. So how is it going, and are you in business as a real estate broker?
Yeah, real estate's been extremely good to me. I'm very busy. My business has been growing each and every year, and we've been achieving some very, very good recognition, some good accolades. We've reached the Titan Club level within RE/MAX, myself, and I've got one team member plus a full-time assistant. And we like to keep it very small, so we've got very personalized service and close attention to details, things like that. But yeah, last year we were ranked 96th out of 3,700 agents in the Burlington-Hamilton area. This year we're tracking even higher, and business continues to grow. So yeah, very thankful for that, and thankful for my clients continuing to refer me and allowing my business to expand. Yeah, no, it's very rewarding, very exciting to see it growing for me. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Clinton. So then tell us, I know you said you have a team. Tell us, how have you structured your team to create this success? Because I know that you're busy and I can see that. So there must be people supporting you in the background. How have you structured that?
Yeah, so I've got currently one team member, Brenda, and myself. So we work with the clients, and Brenda's been an agent now for 20 years. And we've got a full-time assistant that supports us with administrative work and helping us with research and coordinations of various things to keep our time focused on client needs and client meetings. And yeah, it's just very simple. Just myself and Brenda and our assistant. That's our current structure.
Awesome. Great. So, Clinton, I want to ask you then, because I follow you a lot on LinkedIn, you're definitely doing something different. So what makes your real estate business and yourself stand out? We are definitely not going to trash the competitors. Each person is trying their level best, but what makes you stand out?
Well, we really focus on each project on a case-by-case basis, and we really don't cut corners. So when I'm meeting a client for the first time, I come prepared. I've done my homework already. I've asked lots of questions up front. So coming prepared with comparable properties to look at, an analysis of the values, of the differences between the properties and theirs. So we're really very good at assessing the value of properties and coming up with a strategy for preparing the home, for marketing the home, for pricing it properly. So we have very good success, very good results. Also, I really focus on being extremely responsive for my clients and also for inquiries. We're getting back to people like in very, very short amounts of time, matter of minutes, and with very detailed, thoughtful answers. So we're very available, providing a really awesome service for clients and customers, and just doing things right. A lot of times in any career, I think people know what needs to be done, but there's just not enough time, so corners get cut. So we just don't allow that to happen. We make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. It might be a little cliche, but it's the truth. So that's how we do it. Yeah.
Thank you. I remember when you joined the Entrepreneur Nation and we are reserving that for the last question, you told me I would always be at the meeting. I was very impressed. I would always be there. So I was very impressed. And so that really marks reliability. If your clients can count on you, they will always refer other people to you. So thank you for that.
Of course.
And to focus more on your real estate and what makes you different. One is I see that you are really very consistent on LinkedIn. I don't think I follow you on Facebook, but I'll try to. But on LinkedIn, every time you do a listing, you post it there. Every time you sell, you post it there. And then your weekly updates. You do your weekly updates every week, so we know what to expect from you. And that trailer, the way you have branded it, Clinton, with your picture there, that one you can't be missed out of Burlington. So tell us then how else, in terms of how you have focused your marketing and those videos and all that, because it's really cool. That's what I can say.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I mean, I try to be, just myself, right? I try to be very genuine with my personality and my values, throughout our marketing. In terms of the weekly market updates, this started as something that personally, I wanted to be on top of the market. I want to know what's happening. I look at the effects of interest rate changes, for example. I look at the effects of what's happening in an area with sold listings, canceled listings, how it compares to last year. So I'm studying the days on market. So every week, I go through a routine, a series of specs and data in the Burlington-Hamilton and Oakville areas. And then, as I was studying and learning all these things each week and seeing the patterns and really understanding the market extremely well, I thought it would be a great source of content to share with my followers, and I've actually built a very good following of people that are looking for my weekly market updates to keep them on top of the pulse. And I'm going to continue to do that, and it's partially to the benefit of my followers and also a huge benefit to me to stay on top of the market as well.
Awesome. So Clinton, then I wanted to ask you, with that trader, because I like it, I like it, so I keep going back to that topic. So when homeowners are moving or selling, they need staging and they need moving, maybe small deliveries here and there. Do you offer that to your clients with your trader?
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll take care of moving some items for clients. We generally don't do the entire move for someone, of course, because that's a different thing. In terms of staging and preparing the home, bringing furniture pieces in, we do all that. We do the consulting. We help people prepare their homes. We do some small repairs, some painting if needed. We'll get into grout cleaning, steam cleaning, cleaning windows, home inspection. There's a full service that we provide. And again, we do it very thoroughly. And when it comes to once the house is ready, we've got an incredible photographer that we use. And I do a personalized video tour that features me in it, taking people on a tour of each home. We do a 3D virtual tour. This is especially important for out-of-town buyers. A lot of times in our area here in the Burlington-Hamilton Oakville, a lot of buyers come in from Toronto. So having the 3D virtual tour allows them to pre-qualify a home, to know what they're going to come and see, which, so they're not being surprised by what they're seeing, because that can be a bad thing. So they can come, they know what they're coming to see, and they're not wasting their time. And then, of course, we have a high definition photography and a very good write-up that goes along with all of that. And the home inspection gives us a really good advantage. A lot of agents, do some of the things we do, but I haven't met very many that do everything that we do. The home inspection is something that we insist on doing for especially when it's a detached or a freehold home where the homeowner's been responsible for everything. It gives a buyer peace of mind knowing that it's been inspected, and it also gives us some insights as well for us as well as our client. If there's certain things that they may not have even been aware of that needed to be looked at, so we can repair them, before listing and not have to deal with those objections. So we really do a great job of preparing the home and marketing it extremely well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. So, Clinton, then, because I know you have been, coming up and talking to us on social media about the numbers and how the markets are performing. So that is a very familiar topic for you. Can you tell us very briefly how the Burlington market is performing?
Oh yeah, great question. Yeah, I mean of course the markets are always changing, but in recent months, prices have been going back up again. We've recovered a lot from the crash. Prices seem to be fairly stable right now. There's been a lot of interest rate increases from the Bank of Canada, and that seems to have softened in the recent months, which has been helping for buyers to come back into the market and understand their costs. But basically the prices are continuing to rise, in my opinion, in the short term, although they've softened a little bit right now because of the recent interest rate increase. But I see those prices that they should continuing going back up, in my opinion. We do have a very small amount of inventory relatively right now. Although, interestingly, the number of transactions right now is up from last year. So we are seeing a lot of buyer demand, and there's a lot of new buyers entering the market all the time. So, Burlington's a very great place to live. It's very close to sort of in the center of Toronto and Niagara, and there's, the lakefront, and there's great neighborhoods and great shopping, and it's, there's a lot of nature trails. There's really something for everyone in Burlington, and really quite a nicely looked after city. So, which is why it gets rated, among the top cities in Canada and in the world on a regular basis. Yeah, big fan, like Burlington.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Clinton. Whenever you do that, I always feel like focused, like you're forecasting what's going to happen. You're telling us what has happened, what's happening now, and what's going to happen. So you can imagine that I'm always watching your videos. So thank you so much. I wanted to today actually dive in a little bit about the Bank of Canada and what they are doing with interest rates. Can you talk to us a little bit? They have been increasing rates. Do you see them reducing or bringing the rates down, or what are homeowners expecting in the future, near future?
It's an interesting time. They have been raising rates, and that's largely, the real estate market was getting a little bit out of hand, to say the least. There were so many bidding wars, and the prices were going up at such a pace that they felt that market had to be cooled down. But also too, there's inflation. Inflation has really skyrocketed, and they had to work on getting that under control. So it seems at the moment that the inflation numbers are coming down. They seem to be a lot more stable now, and the Bank of Canada has been signaling that earlier in the year they signaled that they were going to hold off on rate increases for a while, and they did. And then they've just recently done another one, a small increase, 25 basis points, and there might be a couple more small increases, but I don't see it. Personally, I don't see a lot more increases, because the inflation is coming down, and as long as that pattern continues, once it gets into that acceptable range that they're looking for it to be in, then I think we'll start to see the interest rates coming back down again. And we're dealing with a unique moment in time as well, where the short-term rates are substantially higher than the long-term rates, which kind of, again, shows you kind of where the mindset is at around these rates. If the banks are willing to take on lower interest rates for a 3 to 5 year fixed mortgage than they are for a short-term one, kind of indicates that the direction of the longer-term rates is going to be going down. So I don't see the current rates sticking around for too much longer, but they're definitely here for the short term.
Awesome, great. So, Clinton, then, based on what you have seen, the rates, it's really, do you think homeowners should speculate? Is it a good time to buy or to sell? What's a good time according to you?
Well, the best time to buy real estate was always 5 years ago, but it's always a good time to buy real estate. That's my opinion. You know, it's hard to speculate. If you're trying to buy something to flip it in the same year, then you're speculating. You know, that's a little bit harder to predict exactly, you know, what's going to happen in that very short time frame. But in terms of buying real estate, you know, to own it and have it for 5 years or more, you're always going to do well in the you know, the Burlington-Hamilton and Oakville areas. These areas are they've been going up continuously, you know, for forever, right? And that's going to continue because there's always going to be a shortage of homes, right? We keep hearing about the shortage. You know, there's not enough homes being built to deal with the amount of immigration, the amount of new young buyers that are now, you know, gaining very good employment and can now afford homes and building young families. So there's always going to be this demand, you know, where it's always a bit of a seller's market in these areas. So the prices will keep going up. That's my opinion, and so, you know, I think it's a great time to buy, and generally speaking, it always is a great time to buy and hold on to real estate in these areas.
Yeah. Awesome, great, thank you, Clinton. Then you have been great. Thank you so much. So, do you have any final words for our viewers, or how can our viewers find you other than the information I'm providing on screen?
That's great. Thank you so much, Lucy. I mean, I encourage people to contact me. I mean, I do free home evaluations. I'm happy to take phone calls, and, you know, to me, there's no bad questions. I really would like people to contact me and ask whatever questions they have, and just feel like I'm a resource. You know, sometimes people have a mindset that, you know, that they don't want to contact me because they're not ready to make a decision yet or not ready to do. But, you know, a lot of my clients, like, I might work with a buyer for 2 years of planning before we actually make the move on something, or perhaps a house has a lot of work to do and they want some consulting on how to best prepare the home and get themselves ready. So I really encourage people to contact me and ask their questions and build a relationship with me. And you know, they can do that by following me on social media, you know, at clintonhowell.ca, or contact me by phone, 905-537-2246. That's my direct line. People can call me there anytime. Yeah, so that's really it. You know, I like people to reach out and to have conversations as much as possible.
Awesome, great. So then, to me, as we come to an end, I want to thank you for being a member of the Entrepreneur Nation. In Burlington, that chapter has grown so wonderfully because of all the collaboration that I see going there. Can you tell us a little bit more in details why you made a decision to join and how it's been going for you?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure I can. Yeah, I mean, the Entrepreneur Nation was a unique opportunity, and when you and I spoke about it, I think we connected actually through LinkedIn initially, and I appreciated that connection with you and the conversations that we had. And you know, it's a great place. I was intrigued by the fact that you're, you know, focused on licensed professionals. You know, it's not like other organizations where people are trying to sell products to you, you know, at the interactions. You know, it's a professional network where we're getting together for nice lunches and having good conversations and getting to know each other. And we can build relationships that'll generate good quality referrals. So it's just, you know, it's a higher quality, you know, business-minded group. And you know, and I love the exclusivity aspect of it too, you know, in terms of their, you know, you're not duplicating the professionals to compete with each other. Each person has a unique spot within the group. So yeah, it's a very unique concept, and nothing else is quite like it that I know of.
Thank you so much, Clinton. I always think that networking is almost matchmaking, right? Because if you're going to put people together who don't match in terms of their experience, in terms of the book of business they have grown, in terms of everything else, then it's not going to work. So we really spend a lot of time matchmaking and saying, do we think this person will fit in? Do we think this person will work together? And there are times people come to me and say, I don't know if it will work. Maybe go and try. So thank you so much that you have been able to fit in very well, and we look forward to your success in the network.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. And our viewers, thank you so much for watching.